If you're a B2B marketer, LinkedIn is one of the most powerful marketing tools you can use. When you're talking to people on LinkedIn, they're in the mindset to do business. So any B2B content that you share with them is going to be far more relevant to them in their LinkedIn session than on other social platforms. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how you create a LinkedIn ad. So before you can start your first ad campaign, you're going to need to create a LinkedIn ad account. And to do that, we just come over here to work and then advertise. Now you're in the LinkedIn campaign manager. And you'll see here, I've already got a few different ad accounts, but we're going to assume that you don't have any ad accounts yet. So all you need to do is click create and then account. We're going to say that I'm working for a digital marketing agency. So we'll just call this Chris's digital agency ad account. We're in the United States, we're going to assume, so we're happy to be billed in United States dollars. You can't change this later, so make sure you do select the currency that you want to be billed in. Next, you can associate a LinkedIn page with your account. You'll see this is optional, so you don't actually have to do this, but there are quite a few ad formats where you do need to have a LinkedIn page associated with your account. So I'd definitely recommend doing that right now rather than leaving it till later. So I've already created an account, but if you haven't got one already, you can just create a new LinkedIn page by clicking this button here. But here's a test one that I've used. So we just add that, click save, and that's it. We've now got our LinkedIn ad account created and we're ready to start making campaigns. So now we're in our ad account, you'll see this navigation up the top here. You see campaign groups, campaigns, and ads. It's important to understand the differences between these so that you can structure your ad campaigns correctly. But in a nutshell, campaign groups is essentially going to add a grouping level to your ad account. I've seen campaign groups used in so many different ways, but perhaps the most common is when you've got multiple people working in your ad account, you could have somebody with a campaign group called Chris's ads. And then you might have another group for Hannah's ads. That way you just keep everything separate. You can keep track of the billing for your individual groups. And it's not like you're going to be looking in a dashboard. You see some ads that are relevant to you and some that really aren't because they're from a totally different person or a totally different department. But once we've created our campaign group, so assuming we have a group called Chris's ads, we then under that have our individual campaigns. So that's going to be all of Chris's campaigns. So it could be a campaign that's used to promote Black Friday. And then within that campaign about Black Friday, we'll then have individual ads. So we might have one single image ad that is promoting a particular product, and then another single image ad under that campaign that promotes a different product. So you kind of really see just how that flows and how you should structure your campaigns accordingly. But I'll demonstrate that now anyway. So to make our first campaign group, we come here, click create, then campaign group. Because we're working in this digital marketing agency, we're going to say that we have a few different focus countries. So we're going to make a different campaign group for each focus country that we have. So we'll start off with the United States. And we're happy to just run these continuously from a specific start date. But you see you've got a few other options here. If you feel that certain groups may not be something that you'd have around permanently, you might just have them for a certain amount of time. And that's when you'd select something with a particular start and a particular end date. But like I say, we're happy with a scheduled start date that's going to run continuously. So we'll save this. And now we have our United States ad group. And then one more just for illustration purposes, we'll create one for the United Kingdom as well. And you can see here straight away how easy it's going to be to just keep our ad campaigns separate based on the different target priorities that we have. And we'll be able to come in here instantly, and all of the ads that are running underneath these different campaign groups, we'll get a snapshot of how they're performing. So we'll be able to see how the UK ads are performing versus the US in terms of these metrics here. So now that we've created our groups, we're ready to start and create our first campaign. So we'll start by selecting the United States. We're now in that United States ad group, so we can click create to create a campaign. And here we just want to quickly double check that this campaign is being created under the right ad group, which it is. We want this to be under United States. But if we wanted to change it, we can select a different ad group or even create a new ad group entirely from this page here. But we're happy with that. This ad is going to be promoting a Black Friday special offer for a digital marketing course that we're offering. So we'll call this Digital Course Black Friday. And then once we're happy with that, we can click next. Now's one of the most important parts of the whole ad campaign. We need to select our objective. It's important to choose wisely here because the objective tells LinkedIn the action you want your customers to take when they see your ads. Your objective is going to help LinkedIn customize the creation of your campaign, deliver the best possible return on investment, and show you the relevant reporting. So make sure you choose wisely here. But if you want just a little bit further clarification on them, just hover your cursor over each one and you get a little explanation from LinkedIn on exactly why you would choose that particular objective. So for our ad, we're just going to choose website visits as our objective. And now we can choose who we want to see our ad by selecting a target audience. So we'll start by tweaking the location. We want to target people in the United States. So we'll get rid of the United Kingdom, choose United States. And we can tick that. You'll see as well that you don't have to just target by country. You can get a lot more granular. You can choose different states within the United States. You can even choose different cities as well. So it really is down to your individual needs. But for the purpose of this ad, we're quite happy just targeting people in the United States. And then just take a moment to come over here to the forecasted results panel on the right hand side. You see here that this number will change according to the audience we set. At the moment we're targeting 180 million people because we're targeting everybody on LinkedIn in the United States. But as we narrow this audience further, this number is going to go down and therefore our ads are going to get more and more targeted because we're building a profile of who it is that we want to see these ads. So again, we're looking at a digital marketing course here. So it makes sense to target people that work in marketing. So we'll go to audience attributes, then job experience, job functions, and we should be able to select marketing from here. So once we do that, keep an eye on that 180 million number and see how that changes. So that's now gone down to 2.8 million. So 2.8 million marketers in the United States on LinkedIn. So let's get a bit more granular than that. So we'll narrow further. Again, audience attributes, we'll go for job experience and job seniorities. I'm thinking that because this is a marketing course, we're targeting people that are maybe a bit more entry level. This isn't really a course for CEOs and top marketers that have decades of experience behind them. So we'll go for unpaid, people that are in training jobs, and people that are in entry level. And I think as we get beyond that, probably getting a bit too senior for our target audience here. So now that we've done that, you'll see again this number's changed. Still 930,000 marketers, that's quite a broad number I still feel. So I think we can get a bit more targeted to try and make sure that this ad's even more relevant. So the course is predominantly on social media marketing. So let's try and find people that have expressed an interest in social media marketing. So if we go down to interests, member interests, and then let's type in here social media. And here you go, you've got options here for social media marketing. If we tick that, you'll see this is going to just reach members who have shown an interest in content related to social media marketing. And now that audience has come down even further. So I'm pretty happy here that we're now quite targeted with this ad. We've got people working in the United States in marketing, in junior levels, and they've got an interest in social media marketing. We could narrow the audience further if we wanted to, and we could also exclude certain attributes. So much like those options that we did there to narrow our audience further, we could exclude some of them. So under audience attributes, you might want to exclude people that work at a certain company. For example, maybe we don't want to target anybody that works at Facebook. We can think that they're already working in a social media company. The content of this course probably isn't for them, but we don't need to do that right now. So we click close. So now we can choose the type of ads we want in this campaign. It's important to note that we can only have one ad format per campaign. So you can't have under this campaign a single image ad and then also a carousel ad. You'd need to have two separate campaigns, one for your single image ad and one for your carousel image. For the purpose of this, we're quite happy sticking to the good old single image ad. And now we come down here to budget. You've got a few different options. You can set a daily budget, a lifetime budget, and both a daily and lifetime budget. I like to keep it simple. So what I tend to do is just have a lifetime budget. That way I can set my campaign to have a specific start and specific end date. So for this at the moment, that's showing we want this campaign to run for a month and not spend more than $1,000. You can also come a bit further down and you can optimize your goals basically with your bidding. So you can allow LinkedIn to choose your bid, your cost per click basically, by just keeping this maximum delivery option selected. Or if you want, you can go for a target cost and you could say, I don't really want to spend more than $16 a click, or I don't want to spend more than $5 a click. You'll see LinkedIn's going to make some recommendations for you. They're saying for this audience that we're targeting, they recommend you're going to spend at least $16, but $5 is just way too short. That's not going to cut it. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to keep it simple and let's just go for that maximum delivery. So once we've done that, you can see on this right-hand side, things have changed slightly. We've got our audience, but then we've also got this total spend, total impressions, click-through rate, and total clicks. What this is saying is what LinkedIn predicts that we could spend and what our results will be. So it's not guaranteed that you will spend all of that $1,000. There's a few different factors. So you could end up spending $500 of that. But the thing to remember is you won't spend more than $1,000. So we can start tweaking these little metrics here to see how these numbers change. So let's say we change that $1,000 budget to $3,000. How does that change these numbers here? So click-through rate doesn't change, but our impressions have gone up and so have our total clicks. So we can see that we'll generate no more really than 980 clicks for that $3,000. I'd like to get a bit more than that for the traffic for this. This is a big campaign. So let's just say we'll set our budget to 5,000 and you see it's changed again. Gives us a real feel for what we can expect our results to be. You can set up conversion tracking to measure actions users take on your website after clicking or viewing your ad. I won't cover that in this tutorial, but it's definitely worth setting this up to add that extra level of reporting and visibility to see what measurable impact your ads are actually having. Now we can click next. We're happy with everything here, so we'll click save. And now this is where we can actually create our ad. So the first thing we need to do is come here and click create new ad. First thing I'm going to do is just upload an image for this ad. Then we'll give this ad a name. We'll just call it Black Friday 1. And then we'll add in a URL. For the purpose of this, we're just going to send our traffic to Google. One thing to mention here with the URL is it's definitely worth adding a UTM tag. That way you're going to be able to track the actions users take on your website when they come via this specific ad. So LinkedIn's got its own level of reporting, but what it can't show you is once people are on your website, how many pages have they visited, have they downloaded any guides, what else have they done on your actual website? And that's where these UTM tags are going to be useful for you, because you'll be able to go into your analytic platform, say it's Google Analytics, and you will see from this ad what have people done when they're on our website. And that's really going to help you decide what changes you need to make for your next campaign. Okay, so now we've got our image, we've got the URL. We can start typing in just some introductory text. So I'll do this on the fly. So let's say, marketers, have you had enough of the 9 to 5 grind? Register for this marketing course to master social media marketing. Let's be good with our grammar and get rid of marketing here because we've already said it there. So register for this course to master social media marketing. And now we can add in a headline for our ad. Become a world-class marketer and work from anywhere. So there you have it. That gives you a nice overview of what that ad is going to look like. So just to explain a few things here. The image is likely to be the first thing users see, and therefore it's the most important part of your ad. So really take your time here to choose an image wisely. So for example, in this ad, we're talking about promoting a social media marketing course. The idea is that if you take this course, you're going to master social media. It's a skill that you can use anywhere in the world. So you can ditch that 9 to 5 grind. You can become self-employed and even work from a swimming pool. And that's what we've got here. So the image kind of illustrates that. We've got our headline, which is bold and stands out and tells people instantly, you can become a world-class marketer because this course is blooming awesome and going to teach you some great skills. And once you've developed those skills, You could even go and work from anywhere in the world. And then we have our introductory text up here that just gives that bit more context. Here we've just sort of said, you've got to register for this social media course. That's what we're asking you to do. You'll see that you've got up to 600 characters in this introductory text, so you could do things in a different way. You don't have to just do a quick summary like this. Another option could be to actually list out the different modules within this course. So you could say module 1, social media intro, module 2, social media reporting. So you could really do something like that, but it's up to you how you want to structure that introductory text. So the last thing we want to do is just check that we're happy how this ad will also look on a mobile, because we need to remember that people aren't just using LinkedIn on their desktops, they're also using it on their mobile devices and their tablets. So we can just come here and select mobile feed. And now you see what it would look like on a mobile. So I'm pretty happy with that. We've got 3 dots here, which shows that you need to expand to see the rest of this text. That is quite typical, and that will also happen on the desktop potentially as well. Yeah, see, so you get the 3 dots and see more. So that's why sometimes it's worth just keeping it short, sweet, to the point, because all this text underneath is hidden. But it's another opportunity for you to add just a little bit more clarification if you want to. But overall, I'm happy with how that ad looks, so I'm ready to click create. Now, under your LinkedIn campaigns, you can have multiple ads. You don't just have to stick to one Black Friday ad here. So what we can do is we can either create another new ad from scratch, or we can click these 3 dots here, duplicate, and then just tweak something subtle from this ad. So for example, here, we might just want to tweak the image and try something different. So my theory here is maybe not everybody wants to sit by the pool. Maybe somebody wants to travel the world and see cities. So here we've got somebody working from a laptop with that city view in the background. So it's simple as that, and then we can click create. And now we have 2 ads. What I should have done, let's go back and do that, is actually edit the name of one of these ads. So we'll just call this one here Black Friday 2. And now we have 2 ads underneath this campaign. And LinkedIn will render both of these, and it will use its learning algorithm to decide which ad is resonating more with the audience based on our individual objective that we set earlier, which was website clicks. So now that we're happy with that, we can click next and just scroll through here and double check we're happy with everything. We're happy with the group it's in, we're happy with our targeting, our budget, our schedule, and we've got our 2 ads here. And once we're happy with that, you just simply click launch campaign. So that's it. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it that thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe and you'll be the first to know as soon as I launch a new video.